about current water pricing structure. Whatever changes we put in place are the permanent arrangements, and that we don't reintroduce perhaps the old system and then be forced to change back to the current system. So I think that that needs to be taken into account in the overall consideration of what we're doing here, and that is an extremely important inquiry that can bring the count down to opinion. I think we need to be very cognizant of what that will mean to the council going forward.
We have in fact been asked to provide evidence to that commission in relation to the issues surrounding the methodology charge and all the issues that are controversial. Councillor Beasley and Councillor.
Mr Mayor, I just want to support what Councillor Lasky said. I think it would be really silly to return to our previous pricing system and then switch back 6 months later. But more importantly, what I want to raise is the absurd suggestion that we can give $54 million back to the community. I don't know if people in this room fully realise what $54 million means. It means we wouldn't be mowing our parks. It means that we would have to close most of our public facilities, including swimming pools, theatres, libraries, you name it. It means that we would have to get rid of all of the subsidies and grants and other discounts that we provide to the broader community, including pensioners. It is just an absolutely ridiculous situation, and I'm amazed if it gets any credibility whatsoever in the public forum. And I would challenge those people that are suggesting that to tell us where they are going to find that $54 million. Thank you.
Through the Chair. Ken, that National Water Initiative papers out there for public discussion now closes at the end of this week, that's correct, isn't it? There is a paper out for discussion to go to the Productivity Commission from the NWI asking for public input, because one of the things that has come out in their research is the problems with pricing an essential service such as water. There's some real concerns that they're pricing it out of the cost of people. Now, has that paper, have you looked to make an economic report, put together an economic report based on Townsville's supplying to them?
To the Productivity Commission?
Yes.
Participated in two industry papers. One is the Water Services Association of Australia and also the Queensland Water Directorate. Have I made a separate submission?
Have we made a separate submission? Yeah. Shouldn't this council make a separate submission based on some of the reports we've done in the past concerning how dry our climate is and the economic benefits of spending the money just watering our parks and keeping the dust down?
That's a matter for the council.
But he's going to go, you're giving her this contest.
Yeah, but it goes off, council, it goes off the information we provide to them to make a decision. Part of the problem in this whole debate is, we are in a dry climate this area.
I'm sure the Water Director is well aware of that, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was part of the argument we put to the Premier, and part of the argument that's gone.
Well, why don't we give them a copy of the reports as part of the submission from this community?
Well, it's 2003, and we're talking about a lot of things. Councillor Lee.
Mr Mayor, water isn't the only solution to keeping our area green, and every councillor in this room is aware that we are working on a process of a liquid organic fertiliser that will significantly reduce our water use. We do need water, yes, but we don't need to use it at the rate we're using it at the moment if we're smart about what we do.
Yes,
Mr Mayor, I support the statements made by Councillor Larson and Councillor Beach. It is important that we go down this path, and obviously we are. And clearly there's a very, very complex issue. And into this chamber today to make a ridiculous suggestion can punch a $7 million hole in the budget and hand back money when we really have such a difficult issue to deal with as leaders.
Yes, Mr. Ford.
Now, I'm going to say something similar, and if I respect what both Councillor Larson and Councillor Beach said, I'm an unashamed supporter of choice, and I liked the system we had because it did that. Gave a choice. If you wanted to have a set allocation and make the most of the dry climate that we all live in, and understand it's there. If you wanted to save a few bucks if you lived in a unit, you could do that under the water watcher scheme, which we extended after the election. We made it available to all residents. So to me, that was a great system. We didn't wake up out of bed one day and think that great system was no longer great. We, like the other council, seeking advice. But if we can broker that deal with federal government, that should be something that we analyse. What I liked about what Councillor Last said, and was an excellent contrast from what I've heard from that side of the table, is that it is more than just the methodology of consumption. It is more than just the methodology of consumption. It's about the charging methodology. So it's about how can we lower the costs for people right across the board. It's about number of bills. It's about a discount period. It's about the service fee versus the access fee. All of those things are what must inform intelligent debate. To just come in and say, you know, here we're just going to give this away. We just, you know, here it is. And to bugger the cost of $7 million cost that ratepayers are going to have to carry forever. That is bad economic management. So there is a difference between being understanding, being compassionate, being open-minded, and just being political. And I think what it's about today is making sure that we say, can we come up with, look at both parts of it, look at the methodology for the consumption, but also the cost methodology, and that is where we'll get the right balance. It is not the right balance to go back to the bad old days of financial management in this place. And if people want that, that's fine, but we cannot have a situation where this council is on life support because of poor financial decisions. Why? Because the attitude of, oh, well, just here, take this, take that. That is not how economic management works. You must look to make savings. You must look to do things efficiently. You must look to help your ratepayer out in doing those sorts of things that Councillor Larkin and Councillor Weaver said. Absolutely. But you cannot become reckless economic managers. The moment that happens, it's over. It's finished. Your community's on life support. All of those things you take for granted cease to exist. And that's where we were at. So tough decisions have to be made, but they have to be tough decisions with the future of this great city at heart, not cheap political short-term stunts.
Through the chair, just to answer the comments. Firstly, you were at the same meetings I were at for the budget, and this should have been discussed there instead of railroaded through as it was. Now we're jumping hoops and doing backflips. And if we, councillors, had understood that, which is why I didn't vote for it, we would have done that in the beginning and started that process 6 months before the last budget, which we didn't. And secondly, in terms of reining in our deficit, Queensland Treasury have given us 10 years to do that. To do it in a slow manner is not to impact heavily on the ratepayers. This is the council that's chosen to use it for. We can afford to give $7 million back now and go back to the timeline Queensland Treasury gave us, and at least ensure that residents can afford to live in Townsville and turn on a hose and water their garden.
Mr Mayor, I'd just like to debunk some of the accusations that have been made about all of the costs being in the West that have been imposed on this council. And I refer to the mall. I don't think that's in the West, that's in the middle of the city from my memory. I refer to the Mount St John sewage treatment plant. Previous Townsville City Council before amalgamation infrastructure that should have been rebuilt arguably 20 years ago. And I have talked personally with ex-staff from the Townsville City Council who have told me that they were having pressure put on them 20 years ago to have that sewage treatment plant upgraded. And of course, the big one is the water treatment, the drinking water treatment, and that really wasn't the responsibility of either council, but equally the responsibility of both. So to suggest